Well, it was good win for our football team. I thought we did some things well here tonight. As we talked about all week, Cincinnati's a good football team. They have a lot of good players, and they certainly gave us some problems. But in the end, we were able to make some big plays and take advantage of them, play complementary football on offense, defense, special teams, and so it was really, I think, the big key for us. So anytime when you can have the kind of advantage we had in turnovers and you know be able to get some of those in the end zone, that's a good thing. So proud of the way our team competed, and again, I think you got to, regardless of what the record is at Cincinnati, they got a lot of good football players, and you know they're going to be a team that's going to be very, very tough. They are, and they're going to be. So.
Well, what about the two big moments I thought in terms of turning around momentum in the first half, the fourth down stop, and Matthews' play on the punt late in the first half? What did you think?
Yeah, they were big momentum plays. Certainly we were on the run a little bit defensively after the first drive, and then made a stop on 3rd and 1, and then came in there with our goal line defense on 4th down, and looked like we got a real good surge inside. Adam, Danny, and that was a big play for us. Matt again works very hard on those plays of in coverage and downing the ball, and timing of the tackle and the contact with the receiver and so forth. So I made a great play there, and looked like, I couldn't tell. I think Bethel came up with the ball, but it was a great effort. When you have two guys down there, it's sometimes you get the ball out, the other guy there, and you end up getting it. So those two guys done a great job for us on punt coverage, and Jake had another good day punting the ball. Nick had a good day kicking the ball, so that was those are big points for us.
Bill, how good is Stephon Gilmore right now playing for you? That pick six was right in front of the bench there.
Yeah, he made a great play on the ball, great catch. Weapon and High Point another one. I mean, he's playing well. JC played well on the opportunities he had to make plays on the ball. I thought we covered really pretty well. Eifert's really, I mean, we're all over him, and he goes up and makes a couple of great catches. Eifert's really a good player, and obviously Mixon is maybe the best back in the league. Probably is the best back in the league. I mean, he runs so hard. He's so hard to tackle. And A.J. Green's probably the best receiver in the league. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to play for the Bengals this year. But, I mean, you're talking about, a great back, a great receiver, and a tight end that's almost uncoverable. So, but, yeah, I thought Steph and all of our guys stepped up. Steph, J.C., John, Pat, Devin. I mean, these guys are tough to handle. Bernard out of the backfield. I mean, he's another tough guy to cover. So I thought our guys really tried to compete. It wasn't perfect, but I mean, these guys are hard to cover.
Bill, you noted Adam on the fourth down stop. How instrumental was he thereafter too? What he did up front with this.
Yeah, I think we had some pressure. We didn't always get to him, and Dalton made a couple good throws under pressure. I mean, the one to Eifert, I thought we were there. We hit another one that I think was the Ross, and we were right there on that one too. And so we were close on some of those, and it was just like a split second away from being there. But I thought we had decent pressure on the quarterback, and maybe that contributed a couple of the throws. Might have affected him a little bit. But they were all tough catches. I mean, JC's catch on the sideline is on both sides, but the first one to make the play and come down in bounds, and the second one where he looked back and high pointed the ball, and that was a good play too. So we had to work for this. It wasn't like they lobbed him right to us. The one that fluttered up in the air, that could have been anybody's ball. Mixon probably made a good play on. So.
And how about in the run game? How much is that involved?
Well, I mean, we're working at it. We played a run pretty solidly all year, but had trouble today. I mean, I don't think too many people would have predicted that both teams would have rushed for over 5 yards a carry or whatever it was. I don't know. It seemed like it was something like that. It was a lot. But we ran the ball well, and they ran it better than we wanted them to run it. But Again, I think you got to give Mixon a lot of credit on. There was a lot of plays where we had him, and I mean the toss play, the first one that he hit on us, 5 guys missed him, and we emphasized it all week. I mean, we knew this guy was was a tough guy to tackle. And he's a hard runner, and we were ready for him. He just did a good job, and so no matter how much you prepare and talk about it, it's a little different when you actually play against him. But I mean, this guy's as good as any back we played all year.
7 straight years, Bill, the playoffs. Today's win, qualifying for the postseason, mean anything extra?
Yeah, well, that's what you play for. You play to keep playing. So, you win 3, 4, 5 games. I mean, there's big wins along the way there, but you don't really get anything for winning that. 5, 6, 7 wins in this league. That doesn't matter. But when you can, win enough to play in the postseason, then that's one of our goals. And so, it's a good thing. We'll be able to. Continue our season. We just, need to take it one week at a time, and just continue to get better and improve on the things we can improve on, and keep the strengths that we have as strengths, and try to play good complementary football in all 3 phases of the game.
Bill, you've been doing this for a little while. I'm sure you remember what it was like when you first started out. What words of encouragement would you give to somebody like Coach Taylor?
Like I said, they have a good football team. I mean, they got a lot of good players. We had a real hard time with Dunlap and defensive line, Atkins, Hubbard, all those guys, and I mentioned the skill players. So, good kicker, good punter. They got great depth at the skill players. They lost 2 of their best players. Without Green and kid who got hurt last week, 19. Tate, right? Losing. Losing the top 2 players there. That takes a lot. So. They're tough. They're competitive. They're good in all 3 phases of the game. As always, we had trouble, on special teams with Coach Simmons and that unit. They almost got a punt on us. They're a very good unit. That's why they're ranked at top 1 in the league. So that was a big challenge for our guys in special teams. But it's a good football team. Has a lot of good players, and I'm sure they'll come.
Bill, a lot of the points today came up either directly from turnovers or from turnover short fields. Any concern on your part just on the offenses?
Oh, it's always good to get take advantage of those and get the ball in the end zone, and that's the key, is to capitalize on on those opportunities. I mean, look, when you're on offense or defense, you don't control field position. You get the ball where you get it, or you go in where they get it. So they get the ball on your 1-yard line, and that's where you play defense from. And if you get it on their 20, then that's where you play offense from. You can't control that.
Right.
What you can't control is getting the ball in the end zone, and that's a good thing. So, we ran the ball better. There's some things that we could certainly do better, but average over 5 yards a carry against that defense is, I think that's something to build on.
So I just want to say, any concern about the offense's inability to stage a long drive? They know they're in the opening drive. It wasn't anyway.
Yeah, that was a good drive. I mean, look, when you score, when you could score a bunch of points, you got a chance to win. So that's however you get them, you get them. Okay. All right. Yep. Thank you.